Hi everyone. I thought it might be of a slight interest just to see a training game I was playing, a chess game. I was going over a game where Karpov was black against Vander, I'm guessing pronounce it Wiel, W-I-E-L, from 1988, and the whole game was quite interesting, but I won't dwell on it in totality. I just want to get to Black's move 37 quite quickly to demonstrate why I've got a lot to learn and how a weaker player's mind works. Maybe some teachers out there who are at a high level, who have weaker pupils, might find it interesting to see what they probably take for granted and what the weaker player just doesn't think about. Okay, I played this in ChessBase in a training mode so that I couldn't see the moves and I had to predict them. I was trying to predict Karpov's moves as black. So where you get variations, which will be quite often, unfortunately, I got it wrong. Okay, so being the Caro-Kann, it goes e4, c6, and then fairly normal stuff. Okay, exchanging in the center. I predicted nf6. Anyway, carrying on with Karpov's moves. As I say, you can see that I got a number of them, not necessarily wrong, but just different options. Quite a number of them. Anyway, playing on with Karpov's moves, he went g6, which he seems to do quite a lot in this sort of position, and then fianchetted the bishop. There's a lot of pressure going down on f7 obviously here, so he's defending that there. And he castles. Okay, so f7 is a little bit more shored up, but it is of course pinned. Okay, so knight comes back in. One of the things that I came across which I rather like is if you can't think of a plan, just think about how you can improve your weaker pieces, the pieces that are more unhappy, as I think Jonathan Rowson put it. And I was forever trying to decide where on earth I put the white squared bishop, but in fact I guessed that, I guess that knight move right first of all. So okay, just playing on here. Now that move was interesting, c5. I didn't even consider it. I don't know why, visually it just didn't spring to me. I don't know if I was mentally worried about a passed pawn, it's not even passed on d5. I don't know if I shied away from tactics and didn't have the mental toughness for it, but for whatever reason I'm a little bit annoyed with myself that I didn't consider c5. Okay, I goes to f5 here. There's a bit of jiggery pokery. The queen has to move about a bit. Again, I didn't think of a5. I was thinking of putting it at c5, but and he offers the exchange, and now as we're getting more into the endgame sort of thing, where the queen's exchanged, Karpov has certainly a better pawn structure. Let's see how he makes use of it. Now I just didn't really understand that move by white, but I wasn't focusing so much on the white moves, and there's a battle comes down now for that b2 square, but it looks a bit passive for white to get bogged down in that sort of thing. Okay, so we're offering the exchange of the white squared bishops. Now we're really putting on a bit of pressure now. Finally he takes it. Seemingly attacking both, but of course the knight connects it, attacking the rook. Rook moves, giving us time to move the bishop. B4, attacking the rook. Slightly complex. Starts to get a bit simpler with the bishop exchange. RD2. I mean, just yeah. Okay, I won't dwell on it. It's quite funny that this bishop, which is miles away, of course, visually, is actually exerting a hell of a lot of influence on the position. So in a blitz game, I probably wouldn't have counted it into my moves sufficiently. But anyway, this isn't blitz. So we're getting nearer 37 for those who are impatient. So we've gained another pawn. He's got terrible pawns here. Obviously isolated double pawns. NC3. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. King goes to protect the knights so the other knight can move, or vice versa. We're not taking these knights, I'm keeping the bishop here at the moment. Now he's sort of moving up. We've got another pawn. So we've got majorities on both sides of the board. Our black square bishop is attacked, and we still think there's a role for it, so we don't exchange it just yet. Now, the white squared bishop is attacked, but we're attacking the knight on E1 with the black squared bishop. So this time we do take the exchange because we're going to win another pawn here. And finally, I'm getting to the move that I wanted to look at here. And I just didn't consider Karpov's 37th move that he's about to play. And I had a lot of woolly sort of thinking about, well, we should win this, so I don't want to give counterplay, so I'll try and get rid of that B5 pawn so that it can't, you know, there's no chance of it queening, and I'm sure we'll win on the other side. That was a sort of woolly plan that I had. I also thought, well, my B7 pawn is under attack, so there are basically a couple of candidate moves that I wanted to look at. One was just moving the B7 pawn up to B6, but that looked slightly weak. I felt the knight could eventually come around and attack A7, and as I said, I didn't want to give counterplay, because maybe after grabbing A7 it could get to C8 and then attack B6. Also his king is nearer the centre of the board and nearer the queen side there. So the other candidate move was A6, where obviously if he took, I'd wipe out his chance of any activity on that side by taking back, and if he just moved it forward to B6, obviously the bishop can take. So I think I chose A6 as a sort of option. What annoys me is that I didn't think this through not professionally but properly, and well, let's play the move. Anybody who wants to look at this position for a little longer should pause the video now, because I'm going to play it now, and that is, and I suppose it's not rocket science, but it's b6, but it's a very logical move, and all right, it's going to give up this b7 pawn, but it basically renders the knight completely useless. After the knight takes the pawn, the king is going to come across here. The knight can't as yet get anywhere safely. The bishop is controlling all the squares that it needs to, and the pawn is controlling the other one at d6. However, it's not quite as simple as all that, because his king is coming across here, so he can now extricate the knight and support it with a king, so that but we carry on moving our king across, and of course if he doesn't decide to free the knight, then he's going to lose it and lose the game. And if he does decide to play on with something like knight c5, then it's just going to be simply liquidated with nothing to play for on the queen side, and we'll be able to get going on the king side or the centre. We've got a beautiful passed pawn there. So I just wanted to make the point that I didn't even think of move 37 as a candidate move, and this is the sort of reason, one of the reasons why I love going over these games, is because I can then think afterwards, well, how can I improve? If I could just take it into the game to think through the whole position a bit more logically, a bit more thoughtfully, and think about the essence of the position, think about making his pieces worse and my pieces better. I mean, that pawn at b7 is of no value really. You know, especially if I can negate his knight. So somewhere along the line I can train myself, and this is what I'm trying to think about. What is the exact thought process that I should be going through? I think I've been a bit waffly, so I'm gonna stop the video now, and thanks for those who've watched and listened. Thanks.